So Jillian, can you give me some practical examples of how, if I may, as an audience listening to this conversation, do it beyond the school? For example, say, how do you prepare them for this? What I call as a curious an agency that you need to build in them. So how do you, so what are the small little activities or work that you believe, and you are also somebody who does this transformation work, change related work, you do keynote speeches. So this is something that you do, as you're a change leader, right? So therefore, to that extent, what are the activities that you believe we need to embed in this thought process of how you explain, you got to kind of raise these kids and prepare them for this world?
Yeah. Let me say one thing, first of all, which is that I don't believe that it needs to become yet another layer of activities that modern parents need to add to their to-do list. So let's not make this yet another thing, because we had coding camps and we had, this, and I can absolutely see a modern parent being like, oh my gosh, now she's saying I need to run activities to build agency within my child. This is not an add-on. This is an integration into an existing relationship. And what I want to say is, let me go back to the 10 permissions. So let's start with be willful. Now, everybody knows that the willful child was the difficult one, the one you didn't want, and you tamed that will. So I want us to sit back and maybe allow our kids to be more willful in appropriate ways and in age appropriate ways than perhaps we have in the past. So conversations about what do you want? And this is not what do you want for dinner, chicken nuggets versus spaghetti bolognese. This is because we all know that was a kind of woke parenting, but let's talk about more meaningful engagement around their desires that are not telegraphed by us in the first place. What are the kinds of things that you want to do? Start with basic things on a weekend as it relates to your leisure time together. That's, a great space. And when you ask a question of what do you want, and again, I have a little bit of teens on my mind because I think that that's where it starts to get sticky. Accept the answer.
Mm-hmm.
So honor some of their desires, don't immediately squash them. And as we elevate up to the conversation around career and work and life, don't immediately be suspect of or worried about the things that they say they want. Because I think we are very worried about teen interest and teen desire. We kind of go, oh, but I know better. So conversations around desire and a willingness to engage with it and give it an appropriate level of responsibility. So, if you want to go to the mall with your friends, maybe we stop, being the fearful, hovering people, and we allow them to make informed choices about things they want to do and then hold them accountable to those things. So appropriate levels of desire and decision making, I think, are really important. Going astray is the second one.
Yeah.
Are you somebody that thinks that every single time that your child voices an opinion, has an idea, disagrees with you, that this is problematic because compliance is associated with goodness? And I really, really want us to get at that assumption. Okay, because when you were preparing them to sit in an office or work in a factory, saying yes, sir, no, sir, even when they didn't agree, they were rewarded for that, but they're not anymore. So again, I'm not suggesting that we have these, arrogant, out of control teens, but I do think having informed conversations where they're allowed to disagree with you, allowed to have different opinions, and you respectfully explore those with curiosity rather than assuming that those are inherently wrong because what do you know? You know nothing. You're just a kid. Let me finish this up by saying, when I do talk to kids, not my own, but it's the same with my kids, but in talks that I do keynote talks with young people in schools. One of the biggest things that I hear from kids when they come up to me afterwards is thank you so much for noticing and honoring the fact that I have agency and authority over myself.
Mm,
Because I
mm,
actually say to kids, you are the authority in you. You are, we all are. We are our own authorities. And so many kids are brought up to believe they know nothing, they can't make decisions, they have no wisdom, they have no instinct. And I actually think we're not doing them any favors by suggesting that until there's some magical age of 21 where they suddenly develop this, ability out of nowhere to go out and navigate a world, that we don't honor the fact that despite their age, they have intelligence, they have knowledge over themselves, and we need to cultivate that, not to raise a bunch of entitled jerks, but in order to raise people who back themselves as they know how to go out and head into a very, very overwhelming world. We are not doing them favors by suggesting that protecting them is the best thing we can do for them. We've got to prepare them. And the more resourceful they feel, the more capable they feel, the better decisions they will make. Yeah, those are just two examples. Quite